because somebody almost took a dive outside, so we just want to make sure everybody be careful while you're out there walking around, because not only are there some uneven surfaces, but it's also clearly bad weather. Good evening. I am Lisa Schrader, the Assistant Director for Kern County Public Works. Some of you have probably seen me here before, and I'm here again. And we are here to talk about our next steps in our path to comply with the requirements of Senate Bill 1383. And tonight, Denise Salcedo is here with me, our Public Works Manager, and I'm going to turn it over to her, and she's going to do the presentation for you tonight. So Denise, you want to get started? Yes.
Thank you, Lisa. Good evening. My name is Denise Salcedo, like you said, Public Works Manager. We also have Monica and Karina, also with Public Works. Monica is here to assist with Spanish translation if anybody needs it. Okay, so just let us know. And then we also have from Waste Management, we have Quincy, and we have Brenda, and then we have Garrett and Tom in the back to assist as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and we're gonna save questions and comments till the end, please. Okay, so let me get through the presentation, and then you guys can make a line up there at the microphone and ask questions or comments as you like, okay? So we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do moving forward here in the Rosamond area. Okay, so if you all remember, I just want to give you a little summary. Public Works presented plans for the implementation of SB 1383, and that was going to be a 3-cart collection service, and we went through that process twice. Back in 2023, that was in May and December of 2023, and it was for 14 new universal collection areas. And that was going to be a 3-cart service for residential properties in those areas. So we went through the Prop 218 process, and we had successful protests in 6 of the areas. 8 of the areas did not have successful Prop 218. That means a majority protest, 50% plus 1. The areas that did not include Ridgecrest, Rosamond, Outer Taft, Outer Metro, Arvin, Delano, Shafter, Northwest Metro. Okay, so the Board of Supervisors, they recognized the 6 successful protests, and they took no action on the other 8, meaning they did not get approved. So nothing was implemented at that time in May of 2023. So Lisa and I have been in discussions with CalRecycle over the last couple years. We've had various meetings with them, and CalRecycle has reported that Kern County is the only jurisdiction to have successful Prop 218s to date. Okay, so an update. So due to the public's overwhelming opposition, the Board of Supervisors, they did not approve the universal collection area proposals. They were not in favor of the universal collection area proposals. Public Works, Lisa and I negotiated, had multiple meetings with CalRecycle, and they have now approved, and this was recently, South Hall for the remaining 8 areas. So the 6 areas that had successful protests, South Hall was implemented earlier this year, and we were waiting for a response from CalRecycle, which they just approved not too long ago. South Hall is now an acceptable alternative to the 3-cart collection. And that will allow residents to self-haul their source-separated trash and organics to a county waste facility. And I'll talk a little bit about that and go into detail with about that, okay? The census tracts are still mandated to comply. So even though 3-cart collection wasn't implemented, approved, and will not be established, census tracts still have to comply with SB 1383. So there's a map of the Rosamond area, which I know many of you have seen. So if you're not, the yellow is the existing universal collection areas. The coral are the areas that are within those mandated census tracts that need to comply with Senate Bill 1383. And I'll talk a little bit about what that looks like, okay? Okay, so what are our next steps moving forward? And that's what we're here to discuss tonight. So self-hauling, meaning that you still need to source separate your trash and bring it into a county waste facility. Or if you prefer to employ the services of franchise hauler of waste management, you can do so. And you just pay them directly. You cannot place any organic waste in your regular trash, and you will either need to self-haul or subscribe to the additional carts. Haulers occasionally do check for contamination. And you will be able to subscribe to trash, recycling, and organic services with the hauler. You can contact them for more information. They are here to answer questions if anybody has questions after the presentation. So, like I mentioned, the requirements for self-haul, if you are going to self-haul, you need to self-haul to a county facility. You must separate and recycle all organic waste types, and then you must deposit those waste types into the appropriate area at the diversion area at the landfill. And they must be disposed of on a regular basis, and residents do not need to record or report any of that information. There's different regulations regarding commercial use. Okay. So separating your waste, what does that look like? And I'm going to show a little video after I go over the items that are for each appropriate container. So your trash items include your food wrappers, your pet waste, plastic waste, or plastic bags, diapers, your dishware, hoses, foam products like your styrofoam, packing peanuts. And then the recycling items are your cardboard, your paper, shipping boxes, glass, metal cans, plastic containers, jars, and metal. So green waste items are food and food scraps, like your fruits, your vegetables, your meat bones, coffee grounds, bread, scraps and peelings, and then your typical, grass clippings, flowers, brush, branches, wood. Food, soil, paper, and cardboard are also can be disposed of with the green waste items now. Okay? So I did want to show a little video about self-haul.
Kern County residents may need to separate and haul their own waste, commonly referred to as self-hauling, to one of the many recycling and sanitary landfills or transfer stations located throughout the county. It's important to know that self-haulers are required to separate their own waste in the same categories as those residents and businesses who have curbside pickup. To learn more, scan the QR code or visit www.kernpublicworks.com/organics.
And if you go to our website, kernpublicworks.com, you can find the full video. It's just really long. It's like a 7-minute video. So you can look at that. If you're interested, that's a newer video. So I did want to talk a little bit about the optional backyard composting, which is completely optional. It's not a requirement, but a lot of people have discussed that, and we've listened over the last few years. People say that they've been doing it for years, or they're interested in backyard composting, which is great. So we did receive a grant from CalRecycle, and we have purchased some backyard compost bins and kitchen pails that we have already distributed to the 6 areas where self-haul resolutions have already been established. And we're going to be scheduling those sometime in the spring, and we'll be distributing those to this area. At each area, we'll try to go to a few times. And we'll be sending out some notices regarding self-haul. We have an implementation date of March 1st, 2026. So sometime in January, February, we'll be sending the notices out. We'll be sending out information regarding the distribution of the bins and the pails. And then we'll also have some handouts in there about backyard composting and separating out your waste. It'll be educational outreach material. So, what can I compost? You can compost your yard waste, your grass clippings, your weeds, coffee grounds, tea leaves, even your fruits and vegetables. So people ask what goes in the compost pile. I'm going to show a little video here too in a couple slides. But that's going to be a mixture of browns and greens. So your browns will be the woody materials, the dried yard debris, chopped branches and twigs, bark, coffee filters, tea bags, and then you're going to have your greens, which is your fresh yard trimmings, fresh grass clippings, fruit and vegetables, that type of thing. So I'm also gonna show you a photo here. This is what we already have. So we've got the backyard composting bins. Those are like 65 gallon for your backyard. And then we've got the countertop kitchen kettles as well. So those countertop kitchen kettles, a lot of people like those. They store their scraps in there, and then they either take it to their backyard, put it in with their backyard composting bin, or when it's full, or if they're not gonna be composting, then a lot of people just put that into a bin in their garage or something, and then they're gonna take it out to one of our landfills, to our diversion area. I do wanna show the video, backyard composting video.
A state law, SB 1383, was enacted to reduce methane gas emitted by decomposing organic waste in landfills. The law requires that we recycle as much organic waste as possible. You help achieve the goal of the law when you properly use your green can. But you can also create your own recycled organic waste, creating nutrition-rich natural compost. Organic waste accounts for up to 50% of the waste you throw away. Not all your organic waste is suitable for composting, but much of it is. Your yard and landscaping waste, like fallen leaves, grass clippings, weeds, shrubs, and plant trimmings, work great for composting. Kitchen scraps, like unused or expired fruits and vegetables, coffee grounds, tea leaves, peelings, and bread, are ideal for composting. This short video offers some tips on how to start your own home composting. Go to our website by scanning this QR code, or go to kernpublicworks.com/organics and follow the backyard composting link for more references and how-to videos. You can start by buying a backyard composting bin, or you can create a small compost pile in your backyard that your water hose can reach. You'll create a pile of organic material comprised of brown waste. This is dead and dried organic waste, like chopped branches, twigs, bark, straw, sawdust, coffee filters, tea bags, shredded paper, and paper products. Then you'll add green organic waste, which is fresh material providing the nitrogen and is the energy source for microorganisms. This includes fresh yard trimmings, fresh grass clippings, fresh or moldy vegetable or fruit scraps, coffee grinds, tea leaves, bread, and certain animal manure. Create your compost pile with a ratio of 2:1 brown to green waste. Add water until you have a consistency of a wet sponge. Use a rake or other yard tool to run the compost pile over about once a week or when the top layer dries out. In as short of time as a month, you could be spreading your own rich fertilizer on your flower beds and vegetable gardens. Composting will definitely help reduce greenhouse gases, positively impacting climate change. It will also create exceptional fertilizer to help make your home and yard more beautiful. Video funded by a grant from the Department of Resources, Recycling and Recovery.
Okay, we're almost done, just a couple more slides. So I did want to make it clear that there will not be any charge for any type of solid waste collection services on your tax bill. So if you choose to subscribe to any kind of service with the hauler, then you would just pay the hauler directly. But there will not be any, it's optional, but the land use fee will remain on your tax bill, which that rate right now is $185.52 per year, and that is for a single family residence, and that's what funds all of our solid waste facilities, keeps them operating, our programs, our infrastructure, our hazardous waste facilities, our bulky waste collection events, our illegal dumping crews, and that will increase by the consumer price index for the next 2 years. So Lisa went through the Prop 218 a few years ago, and she received approval for a 5-year term to increase it by the consumer price index without having to Prop 218 again, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and open it up for questions, comments, and if you wanna go ahead and come up to the mic, if you would like to do that, ma'am. Thank you.
Illegal dumping going on in the desert anyways. And I'm not so worried about the organic stuff. Is that away, how are we gonna, if other people are hauling their own stuff, how is that gonna be ensured that stuff actually gets to the dump? All the self-haulers that we're gonna have now.
Well, we would hope that people will do the right thing.
But we know they don't, so it's kind of like
which-
graffiti and everything else.
Right.
How are we gonna ensure, is there gonna be, it always says you get $1,000 ticket for littering, so I'm wondering, how are we gonna ensure these things don't happen?
Well, we don't really have a way to ensure, it's happening now.
Right,
It's happening
right.
now. And we do have illegal dumping crew, which is also something that I oversee, and they pick up the waste that's being disposed of illegally. But as far as ensuring that there's not illegal dumping that's gonna happen, I don't know if that's something.
Well, I know it's not gonna not happen entirely, but we know it's probably going to increase.
We did have, just to let you know, I didn't know if I was gonna go over it, but we,
It's an ongoing
yeah,
investigation.
we did have a situation here recently. I don't know if you guys saw it, like the Kern County Sheriff, they posted it, right, that there was illegal dumping. And so that was our crew that were picking that up, and they were dumping that for weeks. And this went over through October, what's that now?
What were they dumping?
Everything. They were dumping wood,
Trash,
metal,
trash,
yeah,
everything.
construction debris, and we're talking hundreds of thousands of pounds, and it was going on for about 5-6 weeks. Well, we worked with the sheriff, and we let them know what was going on. Lisa talked to them and, asked if we could get them to assist us with monitoring this particular area, and they were caught recently. So that's an ongoing investigation right now, and it's huge. So hopefully this will be a lesson to other people that are wanting to do that type of thing, and they learn from this to say, hey, this is not something we want to do, because they're taking it seriously. The sheriff's department is taking it seriously.
We don't always hear that it's kind of like graffiti and stuff.
Right. And if you hear of anything like that, or any of you folks in here, please let us know. You can report a problem. We get a lot of complaints from this area, and we get those cleaned up right away. So please let us know. If you have any information as to who's doing it, that would be great too. Yeah, we have the app, Mike, the app too.
Especially if you see something big, because that's indicative of a bigger problem, so if there's something huge amounts of something, please let us know so we can pursue it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So that was the one when they were caught.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of self-help, and a lot of us, most of us, the majority, and everyone here are, we're those individuals that we go to the dump. I think what the concern is that we will hire someone to haul our debris, our waste. And it's those individuals that we are actually paying to haul all this stuff away that are the ones that are doing the illegal dumping in the desert. So, to add as to what she was saying, what can be done to ensure that self-haulers that are being hired by us, through the resident or commercials, to ensure that they are held responsible from the date of pickup to the date of delivery?
Well, number one, the only haulers that you can hire to pick up your trash and take it for you is waste management. Anyone else you hire is an illegal hauler. The only people that can haul your trash is waste management. So if you're hiring some local Joe Blow to pick up the trash and you're paying them to do it, you're doing something that is not legal in this county. If you had somebody that said, maybe you can't haul your own trash, and I know it would be a pain in the butt for me to have to haul my own. I live in the city of Bakersfield, so I'm in a universal collection, in a universal collection here. It would be a pain in the butt for me to have to haul my own trash. But if my neighbor offered to do it for free for me, and if I didn't pay them and they were making business of it, that would be acceptable. But you cannot pay anyone else to haul your trash other than waste management. Just so you know. All right, thank you. I know waste management.
Hello, good evening. I have a few questions. Okay, so once we start this universal collection of the there gonna be like a little bit of like grace, like for instance, if I have a styrofoam
So
plate?
we're not implementing
Okay.
the 3-cart collection, only if you choose to subscribe to the services from Waste Management. So what some people do right now is they say, I just want my hauler to pick up, or Waste Management to pick up my trash. And I will haul the blue cart items and the green cart organic items, I'll haul those myself. That's what I'll do. And so if you choose to do that, you can, you would just set up the service with them, pay them directly. But if you are interested in 3-cart collection, that's something that we're working on with them right now. Currently, they only offer the trash service collection for this area, but they will be offering the blue and the green cart service for this area soon. We're working on the details with them on that right now.
If we do opt for that, is that gonna be additional cost, or is that for everyone?
That will be something you will pay them for directly. Yeah, you will pay them for. So do you self-haul right now?
If I have large material, I do self-haul to the,
Okay, what about your everyday trash?
my everyday trash is just gets picked up, and I don't separate it.
Okay, well, you will need to separate it out, moving forward.
Okay.
What do we need is picked up.
Say again?
Your everyday trash is what happens to it?
My everyday trash is just picked up, and it's sometimes it's leaves, sometimes it's trash, sometimes it's animal waste.
What do you mean when you say it's picked up? What does that mean?
Waste management.
Okay.
So that is not, you cannot put, what we're telling you, you cannot put every type of trash in there. You can only put the trash in there that's waste. So you don't put your brown clippings in, your green clippings, or anything like that in there. You don't put your recyclables in it. You can only put trash that Denise spelled out though in one of those slides for the trash cart. That's all you can put in there. Okay, from now on.
From now on.
From in March.
Yeah, March 1, 2026. So you can't put that stuff in
See
there.
that?
Okay,
See,
so as of 2026.
March 1.
March 1,
Yeah.
okay.
So that top little area right there, that first bullet, those are your trash items. That's what can go into your trash beginning March 1st, 2026. And then like your recycling items and your green waste or items, those will not be allowed to go in there. Okay? You'll either need to self-haul, that type of stuff, to the landfill and put it in its appropriate place at the landfill, the recycling portion of the landfill. Or you would get a blue cart and a green cart from Waste Management if you choose to do so.
And that second bullet, the recycling item, I mean, if it's 5 cents, I'm gonna take it to a commercial place. Why would I?
And you can do that, sir, you can do that, or you can take your
Oh,
card.
okay.
Some people take their own recyclable items, they'll take the cardboard and paper. I know there's a lot of people, like, I got a call the other day and they said, well, I only want one for the green, I only want the green waste. But they said, but I don't want the recycling stuff, because I take my cardboard and paper to a local, there's somewhere a recycling center that takes that. And they take the plastics and the metals, they basically take everything. So they said, I only want it for my food waste and my yard waste. I just want the brown and the green, and that's totally fine.
So that's not gonna change.
No, that's not gonna change.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
The first question in regards to, the composting, the backyard composting.
Oh, yes.
In order to get the pail and composter, since you've already implemented it in some areas of close to Bakersfield, how do we, if we are interested in doing that, how do we sign up so we can get that kitchen pail
Absolutely.
and the composter? Is there something that
So
we
I can
sign up?
take your information,
Okay.
and we will come out to this area. So what we were doing in the other areas is we were just, like for Kern Valley, for instance, we were going to the Kern Valley transfer station. We went up there a couple of times for each area, because we wanted to give people opportunities, and we were sending out the notices to say we're gonna be, if you're interested, contact us, and we set up distribution dates, and then we posted it on, social media, and we actually ran newspaper ads and that type of thing for those areas. So we'll do the same thing. We'll come to the Mojave landfill, and we'll say we're gonna be here from 9 to noon or 9 to 1, and you can pick that up. So I can take your information, and I can already put you on the list, and we can see about getting you one.
Yeah, some of the individuals in the community, are renters,
Okay?
and the owners of the property live out of state.
Okay?
So the information that you possibly will be mailing to them are gonna be going to the property owners and not to the actual residents and the people that are generating this waste. what plans do you have to communicate with every resident living in?
So again, that will be on the social media, we'll post that ahead of time, and then we'll put it in the newspaper as well for the affected residents. But as far as mailing, like the actual notice and all the educational material, we go with the information that we have on file with the Kern County Assessor's Office.
So you, nothing like.
We don't have like random information
like that, that you can get to the post office and they can put everyone.
Yeah, well, you guys can do word of mouth too, so if you guys know renters that you think would want that, we've got lots of those kitchen pails and lots of those bins, so we probably have enough where.
Yeah.
We're not gonna double cross check some of this, and you can't have, we're
Correct.
gonna give them out there, everybody shows up.
And we have been doing that. When we show up and somebody's out there and they're going, well, I'm not, I didn't get a notice or anything, but I have one, or I want to get one from my neighbor. And then, my grandmother was, well, can you give us some extras? And we take out plenty. Again, this Count Recycle once, they gave us a grant to purchase these items, and we're actually gonna be purchasing some more. And we have plenty to go around. We want to give, people are interested in them, we want to give them. Okay? Yeah, absolutely.
And the second question that I've been asked to ask is that at the Mojave Dump, I think a lot of us go to the Mojave Dump for our self-hauling. Is there an organics bin there at the Mojave Dump that the residents can take their organics to?
Yes, there is.
There is?
Yes, there is. So, Garrett, we do have an organics area for them to dump, correct?
There is a brush pile, there is a water pile, there is,
But I haven't seen one for like the food.
The food goes in with the brush pile, correct?
So the green and the brown going together?
So that can go in, the food waste can go together with the green ones.
So there is a green waste pile up there.
It should be a pile or there should be signs.
Yeah, we're working on the signage.
Use it already.
Yeah, and then I have a question for waste management. I called, a few months ago in regards to the separating of the trash, because, the Senate bill's been going on for years. And so, when I called and I asked, what goes into trash? They're telling me like milk cartons can go into the, the plastic milk cartons can go into the general trash and things along that line. But it's not saying anything up here, so if we have like, food products, like milk, lasagna box, cardboard, lasagna,
So like the pizza boxes, that's.
well,
that's
no,
done.
not pizza boxes, when you buy like that Stouffer's, frozen lasagna.
That's a recycled
And you
one.
cook it, and so it's got the tin foil and then the cardboard, it comes in cardboard. Is that trash?
It's recycled.
That's recyclable.
Now your milk cartons as well are recyclable as well.
Okay, because when the recycling place won't take them.
Yeah, I think the recycling places won't take them as the milk cartons nowadays it doesn't yield very much for them, so they don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not a market for it.
But they can put it into the recycling.
They can't put it
Yeah, we
in
do.
there.
That's what we do, and they don't like us for it.
Well, this is for waste management. When would we have your information on the 3-can
So
pickup?
I have some information here currently. So right now, so the original county proposal was the 3 containers, so trash, organics, and recycling picked up every other week for $535.80 per year through your property taxes. So that's about $45 a month. However, since the county received approval from Cal Recycle, that unincorporated residents can self-haul, it's optional now. So we can't predict how many people are gonna participate. So to ensure cost coverage, we're starting with a maximum rate of $100 per cart per month. If we can gather a list of interested residents,
Per month?
Yes.
300 a month?
yes.
That's
So,
$3,600
Now
a
that,
year.
So,
organics goes weekly, so.
so if we can get
Trash
a,
carts are going about $14.
but if we can get a list of residents that are interested, we could possibly lower the rate, but without knowing how many people are gonna sign up, that's the reason why we have to do a maximum.
What about in an area where you live right next to brand new homes, which I'm sure they're on the 3-cart system? You only have to go across the street.
It's all gonna be based on an optional basis right now.
It
So the
shouldn't
more,
be. It
so the more
shouldn't be.
people that we get signed up, it will be reviewed and it will be, it will be.
But it has to be combined with the same area of Rosamond. If you're on 35th and Orange, and we're on the other side, you're a block away. There should be no additional cost.
It's a good point, but that's when we came out, we said this is gonna be the new rate, and that's the same rate those guys are paying, they were paying the 535. They accepted it, that was actually accepted by your areas didn't wanna accept it, and you got enough, although you did not have a successful Proposition 218 protest, you convinced your supervisor not to vote for it. When that happened, all of a sudden, they don't have a target audience anymore. So that rate sounds absolutely horrible to every single one of you, and I'm sure it is. But they have to be able to make money, and our contract allows them to make money. So if only five of you say, I want that, then they have to charge that much to make it profitable for them.
But
If a
it's
whole
right
bunch of
across
you,
the street. Those
I
people,
get it, I
on the
get it.
new homes, they didn't have an
I
option.
get it.
That's what the
I
county
get it.
did for them in the new home.
The builders bought those contracts.
I get it, but the problem is, you're in the line, there's always a line that's drawn, and sometimes it's drawn in a bad place. But that's what the line is. That group did not have the protest, the board approved it, they're in. Everybody else, all you other guys, had a separate Proposition 218 protest. You gave enough feedback to the supervisors and they refused to approve it. So they get it, you don't. And I know that sounds absolutely unfair, but there's gotta be a line drawn somewhere.
It sounds like a lawsuit.
Well, I mean,
Believe me, waste management, you really can't do that. I mean, we're right across the street, our rate should be the same. I wasn't part of the protest, okay? I don't wanna haul my stuff to the dump. I have no means, okay?
I get it.
So, but for you to say, and you said 1,000 a month? 100 a month per container. So that's $300, that's $3,600 a year
Well,
for
hang on,
trash.
it's not all three.
That's what she said.
She said, the blue one is $100 a month. Hang on, the trash can is, I think, only about $14 a month. You remember what it is?
No, the trash can is $30 a month.
$100.
Okay, $30 a month. Okay, so
Every other week.
Okay, $30 a month for the trash can, and then $100 for the blue, $100 for the brown, $100 for the green. So it'd be
So it's
$200.
$2,400 for 2 cans.
Absolutely, it is.
That
It
is
that much.
absurd,
It is,
Waste
but what they have agreed, I'm not trying to argue for it, but what they've agreed to do is that if they get enough people interested in it, they will readdress those rates. They're not trying to make a killing off it, they're
Why
just trying to
would we
raise.
charge more than Lancaster or Palmdale? I think it was us.
Because it's an optional service.
Yeah, it's an optional
So,
service.
It was an optional service for them too until you put it on the trash bill.
it was never an
It
optional.
wasn't optional,
But-
it was mandatory in there.
Okay, but why? But we want to be, optional. I mean, we should have the same rate. Why do you need more money to go across the street? When you already go across the street to pick up the regular trash.
It's not about more money, Lisa explained it to how the county line is drawn. So it's the area that you're in, unfortunately.
Our area is no different than the area across the street. So
I
again,
understand, but it's the way the
why
line is
such a big
drawn.
difference? You gotta explain to me the money part.
So,
I'm a money guy and that's ridiculous.
But you don't have to use the service, if that money is too much for you, you don't have to use their service.
I can try to give an example, right? So say you
So you're
live,
gonna penalize the rest of us who are retired and who did not sign this thing because of the county lines. And you did say $100 per trash can,
it's per cart.
per
the
car,
green and orange- the
but per
green
cart
and
per
orange-
trash can.
Every other week.
And
The
you're-
trash is not included in that
No,
price.
oh, I understand it, and
So,
I,
but you're only picking it up twice a month.
We're picking up the organics weekly because it's required. And we have to pick up the recycle every other week, just as your trash, whatever you separate to landfill has to be hauled every 1 to 2 weeks as well, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So here's a scenario. So you live in one section of Rosamond, then I drive 30 minutes to the other optional person, 30 minutes out, right, from
But that's not the way it's
you.
That's not the way it is. though.
that's not.
It would be if it was
No,
just picking.
we're neighbors because
No.
all
So
those
I'm
new
giving an
homes-
example of why we have the rates in place right now. The way we're looking at it is every one of my trucks is about $90 an hour to run. $90. So if I'm spending an hour picking up 2 cans, You see what I'm saying?
Well, we live in a
So
neighborhood.
now,
I
the
dealt
more,
with
what I'm trying to say is, the more people that we get that are interested in the service, and the more condensed that gets, the lower I can lower that rate. Okay? So if I get all of Rosamond and says, hey, you know what, let's go to 3-cook service, right? Then we're gonna give you a rate that's more reasonable to what we had planned in the beginning in 2024. Excuse
That
me?
is correct. No, it will not go on the property tax.
So it's not that we're trying to be unfair, right? But it does cost money to run my trucks.
And I understand that, because I used to be the transportation manager, so believe me, I understand the expense. You're just going across the street in some areas, and to ask that much more of an additional, you're talking 530 a year versus 24 plus another almost 400, about $2,800 a year. That's 5%, 500% more than that area. Where do you get that number from? In your wildest imagination, where do you get that from?
If I'm driving an hour to pick, if I'm driving.
You're not driving now, you're driving across the street.
Not everybody is just across the street. Everybody here is not across the street, so they have to be spread out all over everywhere.
So we're getting penalized by everybody else.
What is that
So-
boundary anyway? Like, is
It's
it
a
It's whatever
census tract.
boundary they wanna make.
No, it's a census.
Well, like, what about the people over on, like, way out at the far end of
They
Rosamond?
probably weren't in a, they probably weren't in a mandated census tract. The state set up a census tract that have to comply with the census.
But what, okay, so what about 60?
What about 60, is 61 mandated?
Because I can't, it doesn't say streets, I don't even know what that is.
I don't think 60 is a mandated census tract. It's based on the population density. You have to meet a certain population density. It was a 75 people per mile? Yeah. So if you didn't meet that population density, you didn't have to do this at all. Yeah.
So,
2020.
so we don't even have to do the separating your trash and all that?
If you were in a census tract that is non-mandated, that is correct. You have an exemption because you would have had, you did not meet the population density. If that's what, and I don't know what census tract you're in, so I can't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Did you receive a notice?
I don't think I got a notice, I just read about it on
So you didn't get a letter in the mail telling you to be here at this meeting tonight?
Well, everybody on I
Then chances are you don't have to, this doesn't even apply to you.
Yeah, my niece said you live off the 60th West. Yeah.
We can look up your address, just come up here and check with Karina, you have that list there, Karina? She can see whether you're actually part of it or not.
Part of the reason I think
Hang on, we need one here, I think I'm hearing a whole lot of background talking, if we can direct to the speaker, please.
part of the reason I think I didn't get a notice is I'm a renter. I've been renting the same property for over 20-something years.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? But I am responsible for my waste management. Not the property owners, not the landlord, me. The account is in my name. So why isn't waste management sending out notices to those that actually hold accounts?
Well, this is not their program, this is the county's program, they just do what we ask them to do.
Regardless, I'm still a paying customer. I still
Unfortunately,
have to have waste
the
management.
county deals with parcel owners, we don't know renters, we don't keep track of renters.
But if you have a lane
So you need to
property
ask,
owner that doesn't pass down the information to the renter,
all I can suggest to you,
a
ma'am, is
lot
talk
of
to your
people as
property
you get
owner.
older don't use social media, or on Facebook and all that
Well,
kind
you
of
don't- you
crap.
don't
So
do
how
it.
do they get the information?
You would have to talk to your property owner about giving you information on this. I'm sorry to say that we deal with the parcel owners and not the renters, we don't know.
So why can't waste management put little notices on their quarterly bills? Because boy, they send those out accurately.
But I don't know that they know who's a renter and who's a property owner either.
You can still put it on the bill. The information could go on the bill. And then it gives the person that would be paying that bill the option to call for more information.
I get it, but we would have to sort out those lists and they would have to set aside certain numbers. It's better if the county does it, because they would have to sort out all the.
So in other words, the county is trying to look for excuses to be lame and not do their job.
Well, I disagree with you on the fact that we're looking for anything to be lame on, and we are doing our job, but I'm sorry that.
But
this
you're
didn't work out.
excluding people.
I'm sorry.
Because you can't, you're excluding people.
We're not
They have
excluding.
landlords out here
Ma'am.
that own 20-something properties.
We deal with parcel owners. Unfortunately, I get it, you're a renter, but that we don't.
But you should
have
be
any
you should be dealing
Please.
with physical
Your
addresses.
responsibility is to talk to your property owner and ask your property owner about that. So you must be paying somebody rent, right? Every month?
I do.
Oh, then ask them, oh, is there any
And I have.
information? Okay.
And they claim that they don't get it, that it's my responsibility.
Is she, can you check to make sure she's on the list? Put her with that. Check to see if you're even on the list. And
I'm
also-
not on the list.
Stand up there closer so we can hear you. Stand up there closer.
They don't pick up bucket ice. That's why you can't bucket ice all over the field. They won't pick it up.
Who won't pick it up?
Throw it out,
This is on the list, yes, but not.
out or something like that, they won't pick it up. Yeah.
So you guys do bulky with it, right, Brenda?
We do both.
That's why,
But yet, I'm the one that's approved for the portable service. So if I quit paying that bill,
That's between, unfortunately, that's
property
between you.
manager?
No, probably you, but it's, unfortunately, that's between you and your property. I'm sorry to say that, but
I know.
You have to call in.
You're stuck in the bill, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, we can only do what
They
we
miss,
can.
So my question is,
they won't pick it
how
up.
can I go?
And at a certain
Your
time,
regular trash can will not be making that much.
I know what I'm saying. I live in the city, they pick up everything you put out.
Years I
Understand? You'll have to wait another week. Down there, they will come back and get it.
Okay, I'm sorry, Brenda, we need to have one discussion, I don't know if everybody can hear what you're saying.
I can barely hear you.
So once again,
Okay.
No.
I can barely hear you.
talk low, please. Talk louder.
A little louder.
Speak louder.
I got a microphone here, can you hear me now?
Now, perfect.
Okay, so the thing about it is.
Quiet, come on, let's have some respect here.
You put the stuff out there on your regular day, bucket item stuff, and they won't pick that up. And you call and they won't pick it
So
up.
you're having a hard time getting your bulky waste items picked up?
Right, and they have certain times in the year, you can only put out so much at once during the year, so many pickups of bucket items. So why is that?
So have you called?
Even if you call, they say, well, you've had 3 pickups this year already, we're not gonna pick them anymore.
Because they pick up once a month. Once a month is what they pick up. So you can, maybe Brenda, you can take his information and see what kind of issues they're getting out there, okay? To see if you're having issues with them picking it up, then Brenda can take your information and reach out to you and see what's going on, okay?
I found it to be true, that's why you got dumps all over the area.
I do know, like, if you were calling today, we wouldn't come out to your next service day. We will not come out until your next service day.
So you gotta
Even
be
if
out
today
there
or-
until the next
even if
day.
tomorrow is your service day, I will not come out till the following week.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it takes,
And that's the problem, because people just take it up in the car and dump it in, you know, in the alley somewhere on the street. Over there on 50th, 30th Street, you go down there, you always see a lot of items down there, people dumping on that
yeah, I
street
don't
all the
understand
time.
any of that, because you can go dump it at the landfill for free.
That's my complaint.
You're
I want to get back to this $100 a cart business. By March, we're supposed to know about the cart ticket, what carts we're getting, correct? March 1st.
Okay, yeah.
No, is that,
That was a question.
I don't want you to say yeah.
I'm not
because
sure by you, what you mean by how many carts, or what you
Well, she
mean by that.
indicated by March 1st.
By March first, there has, yeah, that's when that goes into place. is
We're gonna
self-haul.
implement the cart
Yes,
pickup.
No,
Or self-haul.
no, you self-haul.
Self-haul, okay.
Self-haul.
Now back to the cart problem then. $100 per cart, that's, I have 3 trash cans now and I'm not paying that much.
Are you in a universal collection area right now?
Well, we live in a home, a regular
I know,
home.
are you paying for your trash collection on your tax bill?
No. But when she said it's gonna be about $100,
How do you have 3 carts then? What 3 carts do you have?
I don't have 3 carts, it's, yeah, 3 trash cans by Waste Management.
Are they all just the regular same color?
They're all the same color. I used to have it way before Waste Management was out here, before our bills went sky high then. But if they're gonna be $2,700 a year, that's gonna be a real problem.
Talking about your trash fee.
No, I'm talking about
The other
the other 2, which is $100 a piece.
which is optional service.
But it's not optional because I've gotta put it somewhere and I'm not gonna self-haul it.
That's your option.
No, not really. It wasn't my option to protest. Now, I know some people did because it put them in a predicament based on them living in these apartments and so on, and the way the trash was going to be dumped and who owned the property and blah, blah, blah. We sat here for hours of that conversation.
I think all of us here on this front desk up here
Ye-
would definitely have,
exactly.
would have had a 3-card service with everybody a long time ago.
But when are we gonna start being billed for each one of these carts? Separation, I don't know how that's done, but it's on the bill.
You're not separating the trash.
I'm not separating my trash, but when it's supposed to be leaving my house, it's supposed to be being separated.
No, it's not.
That's what it said on our bills. They did do that, whether you shake your head or no. I lived in the same house and they were doing that on our trash.
Well, there might have been a time when it was going to a MRF somewhere or something like that, maybe, Brenda.
I think she's talking about with bins.
That would have been, yeah.
I'm not sure who it was because I don't pay that much attention, I just put the trash in there. But what I'm concerned about are those of us who are stuck on pensions and social security. This $2,700 is a bunch of crap, and you know it. Because it's gonna throw the rest of us into bankruptcy situations where we won't be living on property. That's worse than what Trump's going to try to do to us.
But we can compost it and not be charged doing it.
That's just composting, not recycling.
There's some things you can't compost. But what I wanna know is, you're telling me it's my responsibility now by a certain time to sign up for the service if I want it. Is that what you're saying?
You can choose to sign up for the
I'm not
service if you
saying-
want to.
No, no, no.
We're not
I'm
saying
not,
by
I'm
March
not
1st
saying
you
you have to make me or not make me. I'm asking a question. If I wanna keep my trash service,
You can keep it.
my trash and, okay, if I want all 3 of these, which I'm going to have, it's my responsibility to sign up for it. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep, to call them if that's what you want to do.
And I'm calling Waste Management in which to do that,
Correct.
right? At that 1-800 number that's in another state that we don't live in, is that the number?
We have a
can give you a
local
local
number.
number.
We have a local
You can
number.
give-
Okay, it'd be nice to have a local number, because every time I call, it's a problem.
Absolutely.
But you're still telling me that I won't know till March 1st how much you're gonna charge me for it.
So if we're able to get, as I stated, if we're able to get the whole area of Rosamond, we're able to take it back and possibly, and lower the rate.
But you know, I don't feel like it's my responsibility to go to my neighbor and say, would you please call Waste Management? And call them, because they won't call you if you wanna keep your trash. Now, is it my responsibility to go to acres and acres of homes over there in order, but you're shaking your head no, but what you're saying is,
It's not your responsibility.
if you don't get the people call in, that you're gonna increase it, whether they do call in. So what are the neighbors gonna do that know nothing about this? And I'm sure there's a bunch of them that don't. What happens to them?
I can't give you a direct answer. to
Then
that.
you need to send out information, Facebook or something, to let everybody know this is gonna happen March the 1st, because there's only so many people in there, and more than this amount of people live in Rosamond. You guys have done a terrible job of that.
And
That's what you need to do.
yeah, and the funny thing is, one of my neighbors said, oh, her Fed isn't paying for any money for trash. I go, that can't be. I said, does she live in a new home? And my guess was, I bet you it's on her tax bill. So she had her neighbor look, yes, it was on her tax bill. But the thing is, penalizing us just because we weren't involved in something is not right to do the rest of the community.
I don't think anyone's necessarily trying to penalize.
But you're telling me I need to do your job now because I need to tell all my neighbors.
I'm not telling you
No,
that.
you are because you're going to charge us. It's funny. It's not making you're not going to make yourself accountable, which I'm not making you accountable. I'm asking you a direct question. It's Waste Management's responsibility to notify the people who currently have trash pickup that on this day, if you're not
It's not, it's because it's the county's proposal, so it's not our responsibility to.
okay, so how do you end up working for the county?
We don't work for the
They don't.
We work
for the county.
Well, I guess we do.
I mean, yeah.
Well, they brought you in when Ben's went away, didn't they? So you do.
Yeah, they have a franchise agreement with the county.
So they did bring you in. It's not like you just stumbled out of the sky and you ended up here.
Yeah.
They're gonna fix income, we don't have the physical capabilities. Retirement ages.
There is one other, so once again, we went through the process trying to get the 3 carts, and I recognize some of you were in favor of having them, but you didn't make your voices heard.
Oh, honey, just because we didn't scream and yell and jump up, and lots of people went away here very angry, and you know why they were angry? The only reason they were angry, it was going to be added to their tax bill. The reason why I didn't want it is because water was added to my tax bill already. That's $1,000 a year. And I can, why should I be penalized if I can pay my water payment? Why should I be penalized if I can pay for my trash? I think the reason why it's done that way is because if people don't pay, you get their property, you sell it, and that's how you get your money. I understand that. But then we're just penalizing everybody.
Well, this meeting is not about a discussion about it being on the tax bill or whether it was or wasn't on the tax bill.
But that's what you suggested in that initial meeting.
We absolutely intended to put it on the tax bill.
That's right.
That's the only way that we can ensure that everybody pays their bills. Waste management doesn't have to.
Then what do you do to the?
I'm not here for that argument, ma'am. I'm gonna tell you one other option.
No, you're not. I know you're
Ma'am,
not.
I'm gonna give you one other option. Your other option, if you can't take it yourself, is you can find somebody who will haul it for free for you.
But they're not reliable at finding
I'm just saying, this is not, we're not saying this is the best answer. We're saying this is the only answer we can have, that will comply with the law and will do what was approved for by the Board of Supervisors. So if you can find someone who will haul your stuff for free, as long as they're not doing the business, that's okay. But otherwise,
Our daughter lives in Bakersfield. Bakersfield's a big place, so you probably got all of that tied up out there and getting it all hauled off.
I know I'm not getting anywhere, it's just gonna penalize.
Oh, you're gonna get stuck. Uh-oh.
Okay, so, that's what I want to know. If we subscribe, does that go on our tax bill? No, okay.
It does not, you pay them directly.
So, right, okay. But how soon do we have to notify you that we're subscribing?
But
We can subscribe anytime, okay, but, yeah.
March.
All the subscribers who call us before March.
Yeah, we'll send out some information about that, so.
March 2 before, prior to first service.
Oh, currently we're paying for 2 extra trash cans because we were looking at cleaning out our garage and it was the only way that we would have enough trash capacity to do that. So if we subscribe, you can pick up the other 2 trash cans and bring in the other 2 carts that we need to separate.
it'll be price differential for them though.
More money.
Because they don't use the same trucks. They have to send a separate load out to pick up a balloon, they have a separate truck out to pick up all the balloons, and a separate truck out to pick up the green. So if you take if you have 3 brown ones right now, you think you're gonna trade a brown one for a blue or green,
No.
the rate will change.
I'm not talking about trading so that there's a difference in cost. I'm talking about not having to pay for 2 additional trash cans anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to, you can do
Yeah,
anything you want.
If you.
Yeah, but I'm talking about them taking them back.
Yes, if you want
I'm
to
asking about that.
yes.
You take them
Yes,
back
we'll
and you
take them
give us
back.
the other parts that we need for
Correct.
recycling.
No.
I'm not asking them to do
Yes,
anything other than, I don't wanna, if we're gonna go to a 3-can system, I don't wanna pay for the extra 2 trash cans that I've been paying for.
forever.
Yeah,
That's all I'm asking.
I think we still need trash service.
yeah, the trash.
You wouldn't have trash service, but you wouldn't have blue or green service.
Because we already have the trash service.
Right.
But if we
But you can
subscribe
get
to
rid
your
of,
system,
yeah, you can go down to 1 card.
Right,
is what
1
you're saying.
can, is what you're saying, yes, yeah, that's.
that's what I'm.
And sir, we will, sir, just to answer your question, we are gonna work with Waste Management on sending out some, information to all the residents regarding the cart service, the blue and the green, right? The blue and the green. And some more details about that. If anybody's interested, we'll be sending that information out.
How many subscribers will you need in order to bring that price down to the 535 that we talked about.
That would require most of this area. You're looking at least 90% of the area.
I mean, everybody in Rosamond?
The original area. The original.
So 4,130.
What are the boundaries on the map?
Everybody says
You don't
it's
know.
tracks or, yeah.
You got a map there, you don't know what it covers?
It's most of,
Tell me,
most of Rosamond.
what are the boundaries?
Census tract, that's boundaries of census tract.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what it means?
I mean, I don't know what it means in terms of a map. Is it 50th Street West, what are the boundaries? I'm sure I'm in it.
Well, you got a letter in the mail to be here,
Yeah,
then you're in.
okay. I'm just curious, what are the boundaries?
Say what street?
Oh, street.
Yeah, and that's what
If you don't know the street name, that's all right.
that's what they want.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I should have phrased it that.
Well, that's just the way right there. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they're wanting, is they
You're
want
on
this.
the street.
Yeah.
So get Denise's card and call her tomorrow, and she'll look up those street names for you. Don't call her at 7 in the morning. So get your,
I'll be there at 7 in the
your
morning.
card, she'll look at those streets for you tomorrow. And she'll tell you what those streets, and what those boundaries are. Okay.
So it sounds like Kern County hasn't done a good job of getting this out to everybody, as we've noticed. Okay, again, like my neighbor said there, if people don't know next door what's going on, then you're not gonna get that many people signing up for your trash service. So between the two of you, you guys need to do something, and you need to do it quick, because you're asking us to change this in 4 months, less than 4 months, okay?
We don't know if you get your mail or not.
I got my
Mail
mail,
out.
but you can do, I see you do stuff all the time on Facebook, online, you know, postings, whatever you guys need to do, but this is a major change in this area. And you need to get that out, you know, and waste management, you need to do the same, you should send a letter to everyone now who has trash service and tell them, you have to make this change come March the 1st. Let us know if you're gonna go to the 1 can or 3 can, so that you can tell us intelligently, come February, what we need to pay for this service.
As we said earlier, we will be working together to get our mailer out.
When's that gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? It's November 20th, when's that gonna happen? March the 1st.
Well, no,
You
no,
know,
we
you
still,
understand this is the first meeting of many, right?
It is, but again, March the 1st,
you have to
you're
read,
either
you
gonna-
have to read
you're
the
either
letter
gonna
you
get-
send in the mail.
I
Send
got
the
your
letter in
stuff,
the mail.
I got your mail, and don't be nice, okay?
Well, you be nice.
I'm
sir.
being nice,
I
but
disagree
this
with you.
stuff,
You're
this
not being
stuff
nice
that's
at
been
all.
going on now for 3
I'm
years
just- when
is
you say-
ridiculous.
You sit there and say
And
you
then,
think-
you talk about, you wanted that money on the tax bill to make sure they get paid. So you kinda are the same, you just made that statement. So you kind of are looking out
I
for
said,
waste
we
management.
take it when
You
people
said
don't
for
pay their
darn
bill.
sure, we wanted to make sure that waste management got their money.
Absolutely
Okay.
correct, that they can
Okay.
pay.
Well, why?
Absolutely
Why
correct.
would the county be concerned about waste management? They're a separate entity,
Because
correct?
we have a contract with them that states
Doesn't
we
matter.
will do that. We have a contract with them that states we will do that.
Does it?
Our contracts are online. If you'd like to go read the contract,
but
go to our website and look them up.
That's
Thank
still,
you.
they're a separate entity.
Sir, I
So are
think-
you.
I think we're done.
I pay taxes to you, I don't taxes to them.
I think we're done with you
Okay.
now, so we're done with your questions, so please, if
Of
anyone
course
has
we are,
questions.
just,
We're
you
done.
know,
We're
just
done.
answer everything like you always do, just
We're
blow it
done,
off.
sir. We're done, sir.
You're supposed to be working for us.
Yeah.
No, they don't think so.
My question is the county and the state is so eager to.
Just hang on a second. Sir, if you cannot be quiet, please leave the room. If you don't like what we're saying, you can go and leave the room. But please don't make it hard for everybody else to be heard. It's his turn to talk. You had your turn, you're done, it's now his turn. Thank you. All right, go ahead, sir.
Yes, the state and the county, they're so eager for us to separate and recycle. I don't have no, what do you say? If you wanna bring those cans and put it up, they can pick it up for free. I have no problem with that. the thing is, because I've been in these meetings 30 years that I've been in this community, and they want us to force to have this program implemented. And the thing is, because see, the water district, yes, increased $400 in the property taxes, just for the sewer. We used to pay $400, now they went $800, $400, now they pay $800 more. $400 for the water service. Okay, now they just implemented another $50 a month, and then they're going to start putting $5 more for sewer again. So eventually it's gonna go higher and higher. And the thing is, like, they wanna put everything in the property taxes, and
Okay, sir, we're not talking about property taxes
yeah,
tonight.
but
We're not talking about property taxes.
I know you're talking about property taxes, but the thing is, because they want us to have waste management. They are millionaires. We are poor people, they're hardworking people. And then eventually, they're gonna put this stuff in the property taxes, and we have no choice.
No, we are not putting on the property taxes. We have went through all this stuff for the past year, since 2023. We are not putting it on the property taxes. The board has heard your statements, you don't want on the property taxes. It is not going on the property taxes, not gonna happen.
Yeah, because the thing is, the government and the county, they're working together with the big corporations. 15 years ago, the county employees, which is about $400, 400 employees, and the newspaper for Rosamond give us a list. They make it, back then, the least pay was, I think it was $105,000, and the higher pay was $199,000. The water district itself, one guy is making $215,000. What the hell did they do for that job? Thank you.
Okay. Our meeting's not about how much money anybody makes either, actually, so. Okay, next question.
Good.
Quick question for waste management. So, when I subscribe, whatever I decide, you guys will pick up my old bins thing with the broken lid that you haven't changed out for the last 2 years?
You can give me your address, I'll change it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
You'll pick it up regularly instead of me having to go out there and wave the guy down and make sure he picks it up. Yeah, that's all I care about. Thanks.
Did you want, ma'am, why don't you give Brenda your address?
Yeah.
Make sure.
We can take your address.
Ma'am,
and we
ma'am,
can swap
ma'am,
that.
come up and give your address to Brenda, and she will follow up on that for you. Okay, yes, sir.
Is there some place I can go that somebody can tell me what I need to do? I'll give you my background. I just live a couple blocks from here. I've used, I'll just say commercial pickup for 40 years. And no matter what you said, I still don't understand what we're going to do. Why is Rosamond divided up into various areas? One, Rosamond is a small town, it should be one area. It used to be by Dunham's, and then bins, and then waste management. When they took the contract with trash, why doesn't the same rate apply to all areas of the town? Okay, that's one thing. Now, currently I've got a green bin with a black lid. I don't know, and I assume that's the one they call for trash.
That's correct.
But my wife has passed away, and I'm living by myself, and I'm lucky if I use a third to a half of it every week. Now, if I understand you right, if I still want commercial pickup, because I don't have a trailer, I don't have a pickup truck, I don't have any kind of a vehicle to haul the trash myself, that if I want waste management to continue picking up my trash, then I need to get 3 bins, because currently if I rake the leaves in front, I put that in the thing. If I have a cardboard box or a little thing left over from Stouffer's from microwaving my food, I put that in the trash. I don't put aluminum cans or plastic bottles, glass bottles, I recycle those myself, and the money goes to the church. So, I mean, I don't know why I need 3 bins when I don't even use the volume that goes into one.
Well, it doesn't sound like you have a lot of trash, so you might not need 3 bins. You can continue with going to your recycling to take care of your bottles and cans and things like that. You continue to do that, so you don't have to have a blue card if you're not making any of that stuff. You can take your grass clippings and kind of do this little composting in your backyard. Then you don't have to have that green bin either. And just continue on with your trash bin with waste management. You don't really have to change anything, just make these little minor changes, all you have to do.
Well, that's more than mine. Okay, so you say like the leaves that I put in the grass clippings from mowing the lawn, just pile them in.
Pile them in, get one of these little compost bins, pile them in there, and make yourself some compost. All you have to do.
And you listed cardboard as recyclable. Is that all cardboard?
No, it's mostly just the big boxes and stuff. Some of those little stover containers are not recyclable. We don't call them recyclable. We just call those trash.
So they're gonna give us.
So where do they go?
In your trash can. You put them in your
It's
trash.
okay to put the small cardboard boxes
Yeah,
in
you
the
get stuff
trash.
like the stove dinners and stuff like that. Those plastic like things, you put them in. We don't recycle those. We don't classify those as recyclable.
Okay.
So, and then you just get yourself when she sends out the letter and asks about, do you want to come with the bench? Say, yes, you do, and then come pick it up whenever we have it. And just give her a little compost box. You don't need to get the blue card or the green card. Just continue on with your trash.
Or you say the green card.
Well, I mean the one that's for your organics. It has a green lid. Sorry, it has a green, it would have a green lid.
Okay, because my container now
It's
is
green,
with a
but your
black
lid's
top.
black, yes, okay. It's to get your supervisors to vote the way you want them to, and rather than the way somebody else might get them to vote.
Well, it isn't Rosamond. It's only got
Everything
one.
is not all the same now, unfortunately.
It's only that we only have one supervisor.
Yeah, you only have one supervisor, but your supervisors have already approved these little yellow areas will continue on with their green card service, and they also have decided that these are not gonna do green card service. That's what your supervisors have done.
Yeah.
What you pay on your tax bill is for the land use fee, $185.52. That is for all the landfills and the transfer stations throughout the county. And the fact that we have collection events for special waste, hazardous product. So if you go to the landfill and you take anything to the landfill, you don't pay anything. You pay nothing. It's free because that's already in your land use fee.
Okay.
Some things are charged. Well, construction and demolition type things are charged. You are correct. Tires are charged. But we're gonna have tire amnesty days this upcoming year because we get another grant from Cal Recycle for that. We're always looking for grants from Cal Recycle to make things easier for everybody. So those are the things they pay for. So if you ever have any household hazardous waste, you need to get rid of old paints, batteries, things like that. One of Denise's groups come out here every so often, and they have a temporary collection of it, and you can take your products to those things at no charge. And that's actually for the facilities anywhere in this county.
Okay, now, so if I take it, if I could find some way to haul it to the landfill myself, do I have to separate it?
Well, if you have something that's a recyclable, or if you have green waste, if you have trash, if you have grass clippings or something, those need to be separated when you go to the landfill. But you just take them out, you may take it out in like a little plastic bag or something like that. You take your bag, you dump your trash, you go over to the diversion area, you take your bag, you dump your green waste, or if you have like an old microwave, you put your microwave in the pile, that's all you have.
Like if you have a microwave, don't you have to take it on the special days?
Nope, you can take that microwave out there any day of the week that we're open.
They have it all separated
It's
out.
all out there.
Well,
There's all different piles for stuff.
like paint.
You can take paint out there, there's one of those paint things out
I
there.
saw your information about, it said that there's, Gordon, what's that place? What's the?
Oh, that's in Mojave.
In Mojave, yeah.
Yeah, in Mojave. We're open 6 times a year.
Yeah, so what goes there?
What goes in, there goes all your hazardous waste, your paints, you can take pesticides, oil, batteries. Do you have a question? Yeah, we actually have some flyers, automotive products, can go there, your old prescription medications, even, what's that? It's up, yeah, 17035 Finnan Street, and so we're open for residents from 9 to noon, and we go out there 6 times a year. January, March, May, July, September, November, the first Saturday of the month. And just to let you know, we are looking at hosting an event here. We're gonna try to do one here. I know Joel, I've emailed Joel about that. We're working with DTSC. It took a little bit of time, but we had to get you have to get a EPID number to host one of those events. And so now we're just working on the details of submitting the paperwork to the state. We'd like to host an event here next spring and host it, just come out maybe once a year, see what that looks like. And it'll actually be here out in the fall, okay, in the parking lot.
Okay, so what can I expect come the 1st of March?
So you can,
I got the one container, it's
okay.
green with a black top, and I'm putting everything in it.
Okay, that's your trash card. So everything that Lisa explained, we wanted to get a map that actually had street names on it, but haven't gotten to that point yet, but I just wanted to let you know. So this boundary over here, can everybody see this? This is 50th Street. This one over here is 50th Street. This one here at the bottom, that's Avenue A. Okay, and then this one right here is actually a dirt road. However, this street right here is Division, and then this street that's up there, and I think you can see it's only at the top there, that's United. Does that make sense? Does everybody know where that is? That's United. So it actually ends right there at a dirt road. We looked it up in county.
Yes.
Okay, correct. And then you can see a street there at the top. See that, Lisa, at the top there? That street kind of where the blue is, and it goes straight across right there. That? Okay, thank you. There's a little pointer. This little guy right here. Yeah, right here. This little street right here at the top. I can't even go straight. That one is Irona. Is it Irona? Yeah, that's where that street right there. So those are the boundaries. But I'll get a map. I'll work with actually we have to have it done in a program, and I'll get with our engineering group to get some maps with the actual streets on there and everything. And we'll make sure that we send those out with all the educational and outreach material too, okay? And then we can post them on the website and social media. Okay, sorry.
Thanks again for coming out, ladies. I know you guys are doing great. Thanks for your patience, gentlemen. Just a couple of questions. I understand that you said that you have to have about 90% approval for it to. So before March 1st, are you going to send something out again to the residents so that we can, so they know this is coming?
Yes.
And maybe give us a cutoff date by 30 January that this needs to be done, so that if it's not, if we don't, then we're gonna have to go ahead with the 3-cart system, and it's gonna be.
So it's an optional service?
Right.
So you can sign up, pay, or cancel at any time.
Or
Which
if
is
you
why
don't,
it's.
by not signing up, you're gonna stay in the same system you had.
Right, exactly. So you don't have a time limit. You don't have to sign up if you don't want to. You don't have to sign up for 2 years if that's what you want to do.
Right,
That's
some
what
people want to
that's what's
self-haul
optional about it,
for a
right?
while, or some people say I'm gonna haul it. I'm just gonna subscribe to trash, or I'm gonna haul everything, or backyard compost, and then they decide, oh, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna call Waste Management, and I'll call them, in 2 years from now, and say I'm not gonna haul it, or whatever that looks like, and then they could call them up and subscribe to the blue and the green if they want to, or all 3 if they don't currently have trash.
But if more people subscribe to it, then maybe people who are self-hauling will not self-haul because it's now more feasible.
Oh, it's more cost effective.
Cost
Correct.
effective, not
Yes,
to self-haul.
Yes.
So that's, if you can give us that option.
100%.
Okay.
The more people I get signed up, the
Right.
lower that rate's gonna be. And if I can get 90% of this
90%
red area, right,
90%
signed up, you're gonna be looking at a dollar
Everywhere you
amount
go,
closer to
just
the
like,
original
hey,
that
hey.
number, right?
And the second thing, the question is about how often is this things going to be able to be picked up? Because I had an unfortunate issue. I guess I'll tell on myself that actually my wife started planning, and we had some cardboard in there. The next thing you know, my trash caught on fire. So this happened after I didn't put a match or anything. It caught. So that compost, it is methane. and it will burn. And when the sun's shining,
Yeah.
that'll happen. So my concern is if people are gonna be keeping this for weeks and weeks and weeks, it can catch on fire. It happened to me.
So if you are self-hauling, it's to be done with a 1 to 2 week period,
Yeah, that's
right?
what the regulations
If you are organics with me, it's once a week. Recycle is the only one that'll go every other week.
Okay, all right, thanks.
And so we will be sending out that information.
Okay.
So we're gonna be sending out, the information at the beginning of the year. That'll have all of the, self-haul, that, that the resolution will be, take effect March 1st. And then we'll get with Waste Management on sending out information regarding the cost and the options as well, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
I just have a couple of questions about the red zone and that area.
Okay.
This is when you buy and sell a house, that is automatically, that is gonna be 3 trash cans?
Just depends on where you buy a house.
Only if you're in the yellow area.
You're in the
See
yellow area.
The yellow or the red?
Yellow.
Yellow.
In the future?
That is just the yellow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just the yellow.
Okay, well, I would say the majority of us that live in this area for quite some time, we have the service to take it to the landfill, and we pretty much separate all the, okay, and to say that implemented all this accordingly, they go side by side, when you're saying to us or to them that you guys implement to make sure the events gets paid, or Waste Management. As a human being, if you're responsible, if they send a bill, you gotta pay the bill. We don't need the government for that.
It's only in you, we're not, we're
Okay.
not talking about putting anything on
So,
the tax bill.
no, but it's like you, it's
you,
you're asking to be like more, that you work for them.
No, we're not asking.
So
no.
if you just be more neutral, that would be nice, because a lot of people, you get that impression
Again,
that,
we're not putting it on
okay.
the tax bill.
okay,
No.
so I'm just saying
I
that
don't know why you're
if you
lecturing
send the
me.
bill to us, we send the bill. If we get
Unfortunately,
the service, you can get paid.
okay, thank you for your
Okay.
opinion on it, thank
Uh-huh.
you, sir.
And the other thing is, on the trash cans that you guys gonna provide, the green or the blues, and what is it that you're gonna charge at the end?
We're not providing any greens or blues, that's not what we're talking about again here. We're talking about a self-haul program. You're gonna self-haul your trash. If you want to pay Waste Management to bring you a green and a blue cart, that's up to you. You can contact them and work that out with them. We're not giving you any bins at all. We're just saying, you're gonna need to self-haul your organics, that's all we're saying.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I have a question for Waste Management. I'm one of those individuals that I self-haul, and I recycle, and I separate my trash. I only have one can, and so my question is, since I already have the service, and I already have that one can service, and I do everything that I'm supposed to be doing as is SB 1383 says, are my rates for that one can gonna go up?
Trash is always going to stay the same.
Okay.
Not,
Well,
not
yeah, you're right, I'm sorry.
every year.
Now, once you got your regular increases, I'm sorry.
It's a contract that Waste Management has, and they have to go through you. They have to go through the county in order to do the increases or fees, and that's every
year.
Every 1 year, it's every 1 year.
Okay, but so you guys have to go through the proper steps to do that, but it's not gonna go from like my $28 a month for my one can to $100.
No, we're not talking.
No, actually, it's CPI for, it's the CPI for a 5-year period, I think we have 3 more years at CPI, so it's only gonna, it's probably gonna be about, I think it's gonna be about 3 or 4%, something like that.
Yeah.
Every year, something along those lines.
Just wanna double check and make sure.
Hello. It may seem like a silly question or old-fashioned to most people, perhaps, but your website, wonderful for some people. Your Facebook, wonderful for some people. I do paper. I would like U.S. mail, please. Are you going to be doing those now for everyone?
Yes. So just like we sent the notice out, we'll send in the mail. We'll be
It
sending
sounded
out,
like that.
yeah, we'll be sending out, like, it'll be a letter, and then we'll put, educational material in there as well.
Awesome.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do we have any other questions, or is that it?
I get one more question. Who designed the area for this program?
Oh, the census tracts?
Yes.
That was, established by the state, the Census Bureau. So, and then Cal Recycle mandated that SB 1383 would be, implemented in those areas that had a census tract of greater than 75 people per square mile.
Yeah.
And so that's where the census
Yeah,
tract
'cause
came
you
from the
mentioned
state.
something like the supervisor does like for these areas. Yeah. Who's the supervisor, by the way?
The supervisor is Supervisor Chris Carlier.
Yeah.
Program is nice, like I said, it's nice if they provide the bins for the recycle, because we already pay for the recycle itself, for cans, bottles, the plastic and all that stuff, and then the plastic bags too, because they get rid of the plastic bags once, but then they turn around, and they make money of us, 10 cents a piece. So it's something that, it's a matter, it's 10 cents a piece, but in the long run.
No, okay, all right, but we don't have anything to do with the plastic bag. You have to put in the trash after a while when you're done using them. You can't put them in the recycle bin, you gotta put them in the trash.
Yeah, but everything is recycled,
Not everything is recyclable.
No, what I mean, plastic containers, water bottles like yours, cans, aluminum, and bottles is all recycled. And every time you purchase one of those, you charge 10 cents.
That's correct.
So what do they try to charge us? $100 a month to collect those. When we already pay for them. The county is supposed to pay for that because they have the money.
You can take those to a recycle any day of the week if you want
No,
to. You
but,
don't,
there's
don't expect Waste Management to do it for you.
There's
yourself.
a lot of
You can do that
most,
yourself.
most of us are seniors. They live on fixed income. And we already pay for that. They should have provide.
Then you need to take them. You need to take them to a recycler and get your money back. That's what that program is for.
There's people.
Waste Management doesn't do that. You have to do that.
I understand that.
Okay.
There's people. They cannot be. They can go any place.
They cannot go where?
They have no choice. But they have to hire them.
They have options.
And this, you know what?
They have options.
They're taking the food out of the table. You have to feed Waste Management and politicians. I'm sorry, but this is the truth.
Okay, all right, okay,
Yes.
thank you for
You're
your opinion.
welcome.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just have a quick question. I
All right.
didn't touch it at the beginning, but the petition, did 50 plus 1 sign the petition?
Your petition is, we don't need any petitions anymore.
Yes, I know that, but I'm just saying was that the result?
At the last meeting, no, you guys never had 50 plus 1.
So,
But if you don't have 50 plus 1, that means it's an automatic failure at that point in time. But the supervisors can still choose to vote it out also, and that's what happens. The supervisors didn't
Can you come
approve it.
and haul my stuff, please?
I'm sorry?
Can the supervisor come and like pick up my stuff? Because I don't want to put it in my SUV.
Well, yeah, I don't think, we can certainly ask the supervisor to pick up
no.
your stuff, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna say no.
Of course. But also I want to comment, you said that people weren't involved enough. The problem.
No, I don't think I ever said people weren't
Oh,
involved.
okay. Because I
I
went
said
to
you
one
have
of
to
the.
make your voice heard.
Right, I went to one of those meetings, the private, the little community meeting.
Uh-huh.
And I tried to convince these people that you're not gonna wanna have to haul your stuff, and they wouldn't listen. The only thing they were interested in is the tax. So that's what they were really worried about. I think it kind of failed to get that communicated.
No, we heard it from the get-go.
No,
No, we heard it,
failed.
we knew that they only wanted, some people were fine with the trash, but they didn't want the tax roll. But we were adamant, we weren't taking it off the tax roll.
Okay.
It was one thing or not, it was all together or
Well,
not.
I understand that.
So that's what happened, unfortunately.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
All righty, the future information.